EA Sports. It's in the game.
Club selling out of here to do stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's that made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Gold club selling out of here to do stadiums.
Well,
Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. Don't I talk about it, that's what really made me. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. Crown way too white to be shooting in the odds. I'm sleeping good at night, see the door don't got no locks. So these spiteful, she best friends with the ops. And that you need better stocks. Standing on my money, dog. Please don't get the involved. Ain't nobody running off. Rules to the basics. I can't be no son-in-law. I can't take the summer off. I make it look good and all, but this is no vacation. All the goons, they respect me and I know it. Watch your words and your tone, you not a poet.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Condors of Paris taking on the Baltimore Ravens. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And a signal there for the fair catch, so this opening drive will begin at the 25-yard line. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. The drive starts with a run from Achane. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. But you look at this defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down by Devin Harper. The Ravens at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Right back to Achane on second down. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Third and 5. Throwing here, Howell. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And his kick here is good. And the Ravens strike first. It plays in. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
And one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And some room to run now. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 55 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Check, man. Check, man.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. Some strong running at the 20. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 18-yard line. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Condors are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And the defense, they get to Howard. He'll go down here. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Brings up 3rd down.
Howell changing the play here. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 23. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Come 19. 70 Ranger. 18 Rattler. Go.
Now Stroud. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Get it. 60 boxes. Pace. Let's go.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Play action. Here's Stroud. A short one there, caught by Likely. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 91 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. So backed up to the 6 now, 3rd and goal. Looks like they'll move things around here. Third and goal, Stroud escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. C.J. Stroud, a 6-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now a deep ball. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that. And when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
18, right here.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The offense on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5.
19 Lions. Rig alert, rig alert. Buffalo 18.
And Stroud now to throw. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Condors are able to widen their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Powell sliding down, and he picks up the first on that play. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Powell now to throw it. This one caught downfield by Higgins. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And that's out quickly to Chase. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. That is his 951st NFL reception, so 49 away from 1,000, but 951, that ties him with Andre Reed.
Oh, I love the trigger there because Andre Reed caught the ball any part of the field and specialized in traffic, similar to what we've seen throughout his career as well. Does not mind going across the middle and making big-time catches.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Stroud working out of the gun. Flush to his right. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Stroud. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Trap 60, trap 60. Dragon 60. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Here's Stroud. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
Warriors 70. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They get it to Hill, and they'll let him run. And he's got this down to the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up. And
he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Devon Achane with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and it makes the score 21-10. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Sheds off the tackle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Stroud, he's going to audible to something else. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 113 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, so this is a 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Stroud looking to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And they're going to speed things up here.
18
Stroud off the play fake. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor. The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Devon Achane with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Ravens are back within a score. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. In motion, Hill. Howell throwing for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Lamb will go in motion. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on the punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Watch out for Hill on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've gotten right back in this ballgame after a very sluggish first half. Back when you played, after a bad half in the locker room, is it usually the coaches or sometimes the players who are the most vocal?
It's usually the coaches. But I do remember one time in particular where the coaches started to talk about what they wanted us to do in the second half, and a couple of leaders stepped forward and said, "Coach, we've got this," and pretty much ushered them out, and they delivered the halftime message. It worked, too. We played much better in the second half and came back and won.
Well, whoever said something at halftime, it's working right now. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Here we go, set.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. The Ravens send their punter out now. Standing just outside his own goal line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, "Oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away." But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Stroud completes this out wide. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. A give, it's Jacobs off the option. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That one a first down pickup of 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Stroud wants to change it up with an audible.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Maybe an important 4th quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter gap.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
148 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for the leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Achane here. They stay on the ground.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Devon Achane with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Ravens have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the 2nd half after a decent first half offensively. They need their best drive of the game right here.
Stroud now on 2nd down. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice. or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Stroud here on 3rd and long. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown. CeeDee Lamb with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Condors answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Now 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Howell. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down. Howell. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
4th down, Howell, desperation time. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Stroud looking to change the play. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. He has just eclipsed the 13,000-yard mark for his career. What a career it's been. Incredible running the football. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Condors get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Howell. Pass complete to Higgins. And he's upended at the 33 following it.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out, you can run wide receiver routes with him, you can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
That's complete to Chase, and they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock a more pressing factor.
That's good for a Baltimore.
This is 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Powell to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
It's Howell with another throw. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Here's 2nd down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to get it back to a one-score game. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both